What's up to all my Note 7 owners out there? Coming at you again with another video. It's been quite a bit of time since I made a video. The last video I made, we discussed the forced update for 60%, and now here we are, and we all have a new update coming our way. I always like to start off these videos discussing the latest report that I have of how many Note 7s are currently left in the world. In the last video, I reported that we have about 280 to 300,000 that were left in the world. Now the current report that I have, I just received this yesterday. The current count is 130,000. That's the guesstimation that Samsung and other people and the service providers have put out that are left in the world. 130,000 Note 7s left in the world. So we're really getting down there in numbers now. 130,000 is still, I guess, a lot, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not. They made around 2.5 to 2.7 million of these Note 7s were produced from the beginning, and now we're down to 130,000. So really, we're really getting down there. The big drop from 280 to 130 was most likely due to the 60% update. People either weren't able to block the update like I was and many other people were, or they just got tired of using a phone with 60% and said, screw it, I'm going to turn it in. So that's why I think those numbers dropped. Way back when, I think the second or third video, no, you know what, the fourth video I made, the count was 1 million. There was 1 million left in use. That was before any type of forced update or service provider blocking. Something else that has happened since the last video is in Canada and New Zealand, they blocked cell service to the phones. The service providers in those countries blocked cell service, so they are no longer able to use their phone on a cellular network. I don't know if that means they can use it on Wi-Fi or not, but that's what they did in other countries. And in the U.S., they cannot do this because cell service is considered a public utility, so you can't turn off someone's service to their phone if they're in good standing and their bills are paid. So what Samsung has to do to work their way around that is with this forced update. I'm sure most of you already know about the forced update. You most likely, like me, have gotten a text message on your phone more or less saying, hey, this new update, you're not going to be able to charge your phone. Once it gets to 0%, that's it. Your phone's done. So they essentially are bricking the phones now. Most people who predicted that it was going to be bricked said it was going to be through IMEI, but now we know they're doing it through a software update, which once again is kind of a smart move because there's arguments and debate that they own the software, we own the hardware. So if you purchase the phone, you own the hardware, but Samsung owns the software and they can do whatever they want with the software. Other people will argue that there's still some kind of legal issue there, but I don't know. I think it's wrong. I don't think it's right to do this. I thought the 60% update showed the rest of the world that Samsung was trying to get these phones back. But apparently for Samsung, that wasn't good enough, and they're really trying to buckle down here and get as many of them back as they possibly can. This is really the end-all of be-all of updates now. This is their final big hoorah, big push to get as many of these things back as they possibly can. So pretty interesting what's going on here. If you have a functioning older version of a package disabler, whether it's Disabler Pro, Easy Package Disabler, or BK Disabler, there's a couple other ones too, but if you have an old version of them, you will be okay. If you were able to successfully block the 60% update, you will be able to successfully block this update. I think in my last video I discussed, when I say old version of the package disabler, what Samsung did was essentially contact the creators of these applications and say, hey, make a updated version of the app so they can't block our updates, and otherwise you will be taken off the Google Play Store. So they were forced to put out an updated version of it. And if some people downloaded the updated version not knowing what was going on, so a lot of people who had the package disabler lost the package disabler. There was threads put out on all the forums out there about how to backdate to the old version, but apparently that loophole has also been closed as well. So there's really not too much you can do other than downloading the old firmware. But if you download the old firmware and you don't have a package disabler in place, you will most likely keep getting the update every couple of days or weeks or whatever. I'm not sure. I haven't experienced this issue because I've had a package disabler in place from the beginning, and I kept myself well informed. But with that being said, out of the 130,000 people that are left, I guarantee you the majority of them are not informed. They're not cell phone enthusiasts. They're not tech enthusiasts, and they have no idea that there's ways around this or was ways around this, and they're just stuck out in the cold. And whatever happens to them happens to them. So it's really unfortunate because I feel like those 300,000 people and now 130,000 people were really being true loyalists to Samsung and saying, hey, we want to keep these phones. But Samsung is trying to do the right thing and show the public and show all of their customers that, hey, we're being safety conscious. We're going to take these potentially risky, dangerous devices out of people's hands and ensure public safety. So that's why I think they're doing it. I'm sure if there wasn't so many restrictions around this whole issue, they probably would have let it go at 60% and not went any further after that. But I really think they're trying to put out a good public image, is what this really comes down to. I mean, I'm sure the top execs at Samsung are probably flattered that we're trying so hard to keep these phones, and but they have to do the right thing, do the PC thing, as like they have to be politically correct. They have to do, what is expected of them to do. So, very unfortunate. Now, as we speak, there are people in the works trying to come up with a way to block this update. The Note7 rebels currently have a donation set up. They are in the process right now of developing an application that will be essentially their own version of a package disabler. And it won't be available on the Google Play Store because then Google and Samsung will have authority over it. So it's going to be one that you have to download off of your PC. But with that being said, that is kind of the next thing that's being worked on. There's other people working on other things too, to try and prevent this, because there are some extreme people out there who really want to keep these phones at all cost. I'm one of them, but I don't have to worry about it as much as everybody else because I have an old package disabler. I have the Easy Disabler package from way back when, version. Jesus, I don't even know what version it is, but it's the old version before they did the update to patch everything so we can't block their updates. So that's my situation. So I don't really have a need to be as worried as the rest of you do, unfortunately. I feel really bad because, I know people want to keep these phones, and like I said in the last video, in this video, this phone, in my opinion, is still the best phone on the market. I know there's other, fanboys out there who say the Pixel, the LG V20, the Gay Phone 7 Plus are the best phones out there, but I personally don't think so. So everyone's entitled to their own opinion. There's a lot of features on the Note 7 that were groundbreaking that no one else still has. No one has a built-in S Pen. No one has an iris scanner yet. And I always feel like Samsung is somewhat leading the way with what they put out in their phones as far as new features, new innovations. And from what I'm hearing, the S8 and Note 8 that'll be coming out are going to be are even going to be groundbreaking even further. So there's going to be a lot of new features coming out on the S8 and Note 8 down the line. So that's something to look forward to. If you're in the position where you have to turn in this phone because, you're either unable to or you don't have the know-how to do the firmware install, or you just physically are just too lazy, you don't want to, or you just don't feel like dealing with it, then by all means turn in the phone before the update hits you. Or if you want to hang on to it just to be a dick and hang on to it, go ahead and do that too. I'm probably going to hang on to this phone no matter what happens. Another part of me is like, you know what? If they somehow get this forced update past my disabler app firewall that I have, and they force me to turn it in, then I'll most likely take a hammer to the phone and destroy it beyond all belief. I will give it back to them in a Ziploc bag in pieces and say, here's my Note 7. Let me get whatever replacement I can get. So very unfortunate. I really hope that Samsung does the right thing and gives a discount on the upcoming phones down the line. That's what, to me, that would be the right thing to do. There's people pushing for free Note 8s, free S8. They kind of did something like this in South Korea. I don't know the specifics. I think they gave a big discount on the S8 or Note 8 if you had a Note 7. Why they can't do this in the rest of the world, I don't know. I think it's fair considering the US and European market are probably the largest markets for Samsung. So why they would do it for South Korea only is kind of insulting to the rest of the world. Sorry, hiccup. But whatever, they can do whatever they want to do. Not fair, but it is what it is. My guess of why they're not doing it, why they're not giving a discount to the rest of the world, is most likely because they lost so much money on this whole Note 7 debacle that they think it's not worth it financially to do this. I think it's really unfair. I think we should at least get a 80-50% discount, something like that, for the inconvenience. A lot of people got screwed over in this, and I made a video. My last video I discussed how bad some people got screwed over in this whole deal. They couldn't even get the replacement phone they wanted because everything was on back order. The S7 was on back order. The Pixel wasn't even out yet. The V20 just came out, so there was a wait for that phone to come out. But other than that, I don't have too much else to report. I'm not sure if I said this or not, but the dates are the 27th and the 8th of January. 27th of December and 8th of January are when the forced updates are coming out. If you have T-Mobile or AT&T, you will be getting them on the 27th. I have Sprint. My text message that I received said I will be getting mine on the 8th, which I'm sure you guys know because you got the same text message that the rest of us did. Verizon is apparently the only one who is not going with Samsung and doing this forced update, which is really surprising to me. Samsung normally follows the lead with anything. They're kind of like, probably in my opinion, the cell phone company that are the biggest dicks out there as far as the U.S. providers. But they're all kind of dicks in their own way. Sprint screwed me over a couple times too, so they're all guilty of it. But what are we gonna do? Other than that, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I think that's it. Comment below if you want to state your opinion or you have input or whatever. If you comment something nasty, rude, or ignorant, I will most likely delete your comment. I don't have time for it. People who are seeking information don't want to read through hate mail. So if you comment something nasty, I'm going to delete it. I will most likely be making another video on the 27th when the first round of updates hits AT&T and T-Mobile, discussing the effects of it. If someone comes up with a solution before this, I will make a video saying, hey, here's what you can do to block the update. But until then, I'm not going to make another video until the 27th or 28th when the first round of forced updates come. So that's it, guys. I will catch you on the next video. And if you don't have a disabler app in place, then enjoy the last few days, weeks that you have with the phone. It was fun. It was a great phone. I'm sure we all enjoyed it. I myself will not be affected by this, but I know the majority of you will. So it's very unfortunate. I honestly feel bad for the rest of you that you're somewhat getting your hand forced to turn this phone back in. But it is what it is. We all knew this was coming at some point. And it's actually kind of messed up. They're doing it 2 days after Christmas too. It's like, oh, Merry Christmas. Your phone's shut off. Have a nice Christmas. So whatever. All right, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.